Ready?
Everything owes its existence solely and completely to sound.
Let's do it.
Really pissed me off. I was sitting there. I just got to the bench. And at the moment, benches are hard to come by in the gym with COVID.
Yeah, do you get that thing where, it's always taken all the time? You have to.
Yeah, and then you get people circling, and then like the people will be
like
on the
Shark Tank.
Yeah, people will be on the closest machines, like with one eye over for like when a vacancy comes up. And then you have to like swarm in and get there quickly, and then like leave your water bottle on there whilst you're picking up your weights.
It's a proper, more of the alpha male.
Yeah, right. So yeah, like I just jumped in, got my free spot. And I done maybe like 2-3 sets or something like this. And this woman comes in, and like I've spent probably about last 10 minutes eyeing up a bench and finding other exercises to do in the vicinity of the bench, which is really fucking difficult to do when you actually try and think about it. So I could get a bench. This woman comes in. She's just arrived. She eyes up my bench and it sees me do one set and then like rolls up whilst I'm on my break, goes like this to pull my headphones out, and she's like, how many sets left? I'm like, oh, I'm like, come on, you don't do that.
Oh.
I'm like, that, you don't do that to someone. I was
That is not gym etiquette.
I was so pissed off, mate. And I'm like 2 or 3, but like obviously I did 2 or 3, but like my exercises were cut short from it.
Yeah,
and
because you would be under pressure from that moment on.
Absolutely, and I like my exercises just were worthless. For that.
Worthless.
Yeah, mate.
It wouldn't be
just,
worthless.
I just wasn't really caring about them. I was just like frustrated about that and just wanting to get out and away from it.
Yeah.
But then like I'm pissed off because that's like ruined my whole session for that day. Because I'm like that's half my exercises that I would do on that bench, which I just couldn't do now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, mate, and doing it on the machines, it's not.
Have you seen her since?
No, absolutely not. And I'm glad for that.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like a bitch.
Mate.
How's she doing that?
Mate, it's like,
that is not gym etiquette at all.
Exactly. If someone's on a bench, they're on a bench and they're on that bench for as long as they need to be on that bench.
Yeah.
I've only been going to the gym for like a month and I know that.
It is weird. It's like unwritten rules.
Exactly.
But you kind of know them.
Yeah.
Just by walking in and you survey the situation and you can pick up on certain things.
Yeah, no one bothers me whilst I'm at a bench. No one pressures other people when they're on the bench. It's like, bench comes through, you take the bench, that's fine. You marked it, that's done. You're there for as long as you need to be there.
Yeah.
You don't have people coming in and being like, oh, how long are you going to be?
Especially with your music playing as well. You've got your earphones in.
Yeah.
You have to take them out.
It's just like, you know, when you're in a zone.
Yeah.
It's just like you're out that zone. It's like, for fuck's sake. Pissed me right off. I like literally this happened like 2 weeks ago. I'm still fucking fuming about it today.
Was she even hot to make up for it?
No.
What the?
Mate,
she wasn't even hot.
No, mate. She
can get away with it. She's hot.
Yeah, absolutely. I fucking give him my bench in a heartbeat, mate. Be like, yes, my queen, take it right now. But
I'll spot you. I'll bring the weights to you.
Yeah.
I'll wipe the bench down.
Yeah. Would you like a protein shake whilst you're at it? But no, mate, she was old. She was like she rips. Don't get me wrong, she was rips, but like
she is a gym goer.
You know that old rips though, like where it's like, like where it's like sagging between the skin, sagging between the muscles. Like
What?
Like, I would put her at least like 50 odd. maybe 55, maybe 60. I don't know. Sorry, 50-year-olds out there who have saggy skin. But yeah. But man, it just pissed me right off. I was fucking fuming.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But as long as you've never seen her again, it's
no.
fine.
Also, have you seen much restrictions with COVID in the gym?
Yeah. So my gym's very, very restrictive in terms of it's got one-way systems.
Oh, really?
Yeah. After you have to book, so we have an app now. We didn't have that before, but there's an app where you have to book your slot to go in, so there's not too many people in at the same time.
Yeah.
Which I actually prefer because I like booking it and knowing that
you've got your slot.
You've got your slot, and there's not going to be too many people. There's going to be a space in the car park or whatever as well. So I'm actually preferring that.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you get there, they encourage you to like sanitize your hands before you walk in, which is all fine. But then it's the wiping down the equipment after every use.
Ah, that's a ball ache.
Yeah, it takes a bit of time. And at first, the first few weeks, I think everyone was like, yeah, just happy to have gyms open, so we'll do whatever it takes. But now I've noticed in the last few weeks, people are just like,
things like that. They
just have to wipe it down.
Things like that. They
and
just
try and get away with things more if you can.
They slip naturally if like no one's keeping an eye on them, don't they? But
yeah. Like at the start, you kind of wanted to be a part of this community vibe. We're all getting on.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, They to be fair, they do put spray bottles like next to every machine kind of thing, but the paper towels are like a bit more sparse, so you have to go walking for those.
Okay.
It's like, can I be bothered to walk 30 seconds over there?
That's
to come back
that's
and wipe it down.
That's such a ball ache.
So sometimes you look around, if no one's looking, then you run off.
Yeah, see, is your gym quite like a posh gym?
It's not posh at all.
No?
No.
So
It's really...
Is it like part of a chain or something? Or?
I think there's like 2 or 3 of them in the chain. It's run by like a council.
Oh, fair. So yeah, mine, they just don't give a shit.
Yeah, like, I know. I've been there. Yeah,
man. Like
I actually spoke to my gym people about your gym.
Really? For real? What did you say?
Yeah, just because I speak to other girls there, and I was like, yeah, I went to my mate's gym at the weekend. They don't give a fuck. There's like no wiping down. There's no one-way system. She's like, what? Blah blah blah.
Yeah, and like
she was like gobsmacked.
They sent out an email. It was really funny. They sent out an email. Like from the company, basically saying that like wearing a face mask is now like between exercises is you've got to do it.
What?
Yeah. Went there the next day, face mask in hand. No one's wearing a face mask, and no one gives a shit. Yeah. It was just like, it was so funny because it's so clearly like the company just emailing this out there and just like saying they're doing their bit kind of thing. And no one on the ground like just wants to enforce it, and it's like, but to be fair, they're just all normal people. Like, I'm not being funny. If other people don't want to enforce it, like, do you really want to be the guy to kind of be like, hey, come on, sort it out?
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy. I think it's all for show.
Exactly.
It's all for show, right? Because they want to stay open. So if somebody does come in, like an inspector or whatever, they can see that they're doing their bit. Yeah. But my gym is doing their bit, but yours isn't. Anything. I couldn't see anything.
Mate, they've got a hand sanitizer. Like they've reduced their capacity a little bit, so that like you've got a thing on the app which says how busy is my gym, and like if it reaches certain capacity, then 100% capacity, then it's like 1 in 1 out, and you've got people queuing on the stairs, which is a bowl like to queue to get into the gym. But like other than that.
So you don't actually book slots on an app?
Nah.
Would you prefer that though?
Absolutely. I can book slots for friends.
Fuck you.
Huh?
Fuck queuing.
Yeah, mate. Queuing, literally, because you don't know how long you're going to be there. And like, you know how long you're gonna take in the gym. Like, if everyone got there 10 minutes ago, they're gonna be there for another like hour or so.
Yeah.
You know, you could be waiting for time before someone leaves. But thankfully, the times I have been queuing, the good thing is because there's so many, because they don't give a shit about COVID. There's so many people in the gym that like someone's gonna leave pretty quickly. So
you never went to that gym before COVID, did you?
no,
So yeah, you don't know what it's like usually.
no. I reckon.
Would there have still been the 1 in 1 out system?
I don't know. I reckon it's busy. Just judging by the COVID thing, it's busy. And when it's up to like 70% capacity, like it's very busy. So like, and if you think about it, like other than throwing a few extra benches in there, and like other than like taking off the running cardio machines and stuff, like is there really that much space in the gym? Like all the machines are like still in use. So if you're waiting to get on a machine, you know, during COVID, when it's not COVID, mate, it's gonna be a ball ache. I must admit, like, I might have to look at other gyms in time, to be honest.
Have you got any more around?
Yeah, they've opened one just. They've got a government one, not government one, or council one.
Council,
Yeah, just like around the corner. They've got and that's like a health centre as well. It's got like swimming pool and everything, so I reckon it's probably going to be quite nice. It's got an ice rink.
Would you need a swimming pool?
Well,
would you use it? Do you like swimming?
I can't swim.
You can't.
Like I want to learn, mate. I've been saying for the last like 28 years I want to learn to swim, and I've just never fucking got off my ass and learned to swim. So
You were going at one stage.
I was going to.
Yeah.
I was going to.
Remember,
I
this
said
was
I
like
would.
New Year's resolution at one point.
New Year's resolution. Funnily enough, I did not keep it. But
No, I remember that. You were going to do, because it was some you were going to do lessons, some places open up near you. You were gonna do lessons.
no, fuck it. Like, to be honest, I might, like, maybe I'll get round to, like...
It's a skill that you just take for granted.
Mate, it
thinking
can
back
save
now,
your life.
Yeah.
Like,
But thinking back now, all those times as a kid when you did it, you don't even think about it. Now as an adult, you just remember that.
Absolutely. And how the fuck I was never, like, just given that opportunity to go to a swimming pool and learn to swim by a school or something. Like, surely that should be mandatory.
I was lucky. Like, my junior school was next door to the swimming pool. So every Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it was,
Yeah.
there used to be a hour lesson in the pool.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, did you never come across, like, surely there were, I had like parties and that.
Like, yeah,
Swimming
I've
pools
I've
or-
been to parties in it, but I'd be the fucking weird kid in the shallow end. Like, waving from a distance.
With
Like,
your armbands.
yeah, too scared to go deeper. Missing out on all the fun, mate.
That's crazy.
It's mad. I absolutely. The thing is, it's something that will save your life. Like,
Yeah.
like I could literally drown in a swimming pool. You could not. Like, that's a big fucking difference. Just
Could
because
you could you not just stay afloat then?
I don't know, mate. I honestly, I don't think I've tried.
That's mad. So you've never been in the sea?
Like, I've been in the sea, but I'd only go as far as us. Like, yeah. I don't know. I was always scared of, like, just getting, I don't know, getting dunked under or, like, you know,
Yeah.
or whatever.
I just find that really bizarre how you've not come across situations where
Yeah.
you're in deep water.
Mate, it's strange. It's strange.
Or you've managed to avoid it. Doing certain
For
things.
28 years.
Yeah, you've managed to do certain things to not put yourself in those situations.
Absolutely. Mate, it's the sort of thing I absolutely should learn. And then, like, just think about I don't know. It's like, how often do you swim?
Just maybe once a year if I go on holiday.
Do you actually swim when you're there, though?
I try to avoid. I don't like swimming.
Really? Why not?
I just don't. I'm not that great.
Yeah.
So I'm not comfortable long periods. I can swim, whatever, front crawl, whatever, and stay up. But yeah, I'm not a strong swimmer. Like some people, they take to it.
Some
like,
people are monsters.
and they just go diving in the water. They're doing like all this amazing stuff, breaststroke and all this stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I can swim. But yeah, I just don't really enjoy it. I prefer land.
I'm definitely a land dwelling mammal.
Wow.
I've not been on many holidays. Like, to be fair, like it's one of the things I absolutely just regret. Like I've been to a few like UK based holidays, and never really anything like that. Like never anything thingy. And then I've been to Tenerife, which was just like looking back on it, it was just absolutely typical Brit in Spain kind of holiday. Like, and then like absolutely like my dad was like a pig in shit.
You're walking around in the England football shirt.
Mate, absolutely like
sunburned face.
Yeah, it was. Like I look back on it and it's embarrassing. At the time I didn't think about it now, but like, oh my god. And then I went to Uganda for like 3 months, which was like not 3 months, 3 weeks. And that was just like that was a bit of voluntary work with a school. And like just saved up enough money to go there. And obviously there's no swimming in Uganda.
They could have swimming pools.
Like,
they not have pools?
It just wasn't that type of trip, to be honest with you, mate.
No.
Like
you were building churches or something, weren't you?
No, we were building primary school. Like we went like to be honest, mate.
Doing a good deed. How did you even get involved with this?
It was through my secondary, through my sixth form. And basically, they had a teacher who just loves Uganda, and she's like, "Right, I'm saying, yeah, exactly that." And she's like,
"Is she from Uganda or anything?"
No.
She's fucking loves Uganda.
She's like, yeah, just loves Uganda.
Pick a place on the map.
And, like,
this is where we're gonna build it. I keep talking about building churches.
And she, are you some sort of Christian missionary in disguise?
I think so. That was always my idea of it. Yeah, going to Africa and then you're helping to build the church.
Fair. But yeah,
or whatever you were doing.
This woman, like she just loved Uganda, and she set up this charity partnership with a school out there, and so that became like the charity of my sixth form, and then any like money they saved just went into building up, making this school as good as it possibly could. And then it got to a position where, like, when I went out there, it was the 10th year that they had been, like, a partnership. So the school was sick. Like, the school was so good for, like, the area, for the country. It was one of the best schools in the country. But the money was now to a point where, like, if we invest much more into this school, it's not going to go to the right place. If you get what I mean. So they were still investing money, but they were then looking at other opportunities of where to spend money. So they were like, oh, there's another school in this region, let's build that up. There's another school in this region, let's build that up. So we went out there for 3 weeks. We did,
How old are you?
I was 18. It was like, I just finished sixth form. And it was sick. Like, we just went from school to school. We put in a shift. We all went with money in our pocket. And, like, when I say money in our pocket, I'm talking literally a good couple of £100. But, like, out in Uganda, that's a lot of money. So, like, everywhere you're going, you're
like a king, right?
Mate, you're throwing love bombs everywhere. Like, you go in there and so one of the things was, one day we had to buy food for a school meal. So it was using our own money. And we'd all go in different directions. And we'd go to different market vendors to haggle and buy like different like ingredients to go in the different meal. It was like a mini apprentice stuff for us. We were fucking loving it. It was like who could get the most stuff. So like I can't remember how much we said we'd spend overall for the day.
Yeah.
But that was so much fun. That was so much fun that day. But then by the time we got there, like, and it, mate, like this has been like a tradition that like we do this day, like visitor, because it'd be an annual trip. It'd be a tradition that every year they do this kind of like apprentice style task of like going and buying the ingredients for the meal and stuff like that. And like the whole market would be out in full force, like, and everyone would be trying to get our attention. And like you talk to people and they're like this, like it's this area of Uganda. It was quite close to like the it was quite close to the capital city, but it was far enough out that no one really goes there at all. So like the whole, it was almost like the economy of the place really fed off like that visit that we would make as a school every like sort of once a year at the same time.
Yeah.
And we'd like, yeah, mate, they loved it.
People nice?
Huh?
People nice?
Lovely.
Yeah.
Best people you'll ever meet. Best people you'll ever meet. And it's just so welcoming, so like comforting, so like you talk to it, like so open, like you sit there and talk to them about like their customs, and you know, because like 18-year-old going to Uganda, I didn't know shit about Uganda. It, like I didn't know shit.
No shit about anything.
Yeah.
18.
You know, so I went there. I'm like, hey, talk to me. Like, you know, like, what do you do? Like, what's your life like?
Yeah.
You know,
Do you pop off to Tesco when you need something?
yeah, exactly. And it's like just the whole way of life.
Yeah.
Is just so vastly different to what it is over here, which is like, obviously it would be, but like, I would say, like, I was only there for a short period, but I would say most people are probably happier than the people over here.
Happier?
Yeah. Generally.
That's crazy. I can totally buy it. I can totally believe it.
Yeah. It's just like they might not have as much as we have. Things might not be as readily available or as pretty or anything, but like they've got their plot in life, and obviously they're trying to get a bit more in their plot in life, but they've got a roof over their head, they've got food in their belly, they've got family, they've got relationships, and they live in like a really nice, hospitable place. So
even though life is hard and you know they're
Like,
working every day,
but they're
They're
thankful
still-
for what they've got. They're thankful. You know.
it's about mindset, right?
Yeah. It's
So they're thankful for what they've got, whereas over here we've got a culture of just
take. What? Want more.
yeah, just because everything's so easy here. you
Yeah.
know.
Absolutely. Like, when we went there was like this saying, that we just had over the three weeks that we were there. This is Africa. And with everything that went bad, it was like, this is Africa. I think someone took it from a film or something like that, which they'd seen it in. And yeah, and like but like everything that went wrong, like, so whether it's like a bus would break down and it would take like 2 hours for someone to come out and help fix it, or us to get on a different bus, or like us to find another mode of transport. And no one, even in our group, was like whiny or frustrated about it, because it was like, this is Africa, like this, like what else can you expect? Like, do you get what I mean? Like, you gotta make do, You know, like here we're so frustrated because this shit's so readily available, and we get frustrated. If you and me went on a coach trip through the UK now, and the coach broke down, we'd be pissed off, and we'd be asking questions about say it's like something fundamentally wrong with the coach itself. We'd be saying like, why wasn't the coach checked? Like, why didn't it meet a certain standard? You know, because things are so readily available. Well, over there, if you've got a coach, you've got a coach. It doesn't run. Does it run? You know, we're in such a remote part. Such a remote part. Do you have a coach that runs? Can you take them from this place to this place? Yeah. My uncle's brother's friend knows someone. Yeah. He'll turn up at this time. Yeah. And then he'll turn up about 2 hours late. And then he'll take us, and then he'll need directions on the way because he hasn't got a clue where he's going. Yeah. You know, it was just a fucking adventure. It's just an adventure. It was so funny.
Yeah.
You couldn't looking at what's around you, the small inconveniences you couldn't be like pissed off about. Because it's like the environment. You know, you're dealing with like bigger inconveniences. You know, you've got people like thousands dying of malaria or millions dying of malaria. I don't know the stat, but you know, you've got people dying of HIV and AIDS and things like that. You know, things which should be readily treated, and that's just everyday life there. You know?
So that's what they have to deal with every day.
Yeah. So a broken down trucks, broken down coach. What is it? It's a mild inconvenience. You know, you gotta go to work for a living. Well, at least I'm still here. You know, we knew people. There was a guy, a really, really cool guy. I can't remember his name now. Really frustrating because he was the funniest guy ever. He was basically like one of the teachers at the school that we were there. He was like one of our guys for like most of the thing. But one of the things that he used to say was, "I'm living on borrowed time," and we all took it as really a sad thing. Like, because he was like, I don't know, he was like 40 or 50 or something like that. And yeah, and we like, he's like, "I'm living on borrowed time" and stuff like that. He was
way past the.
It wasn't like way past it or anything like that. It was just more like because he's seen people, like, there's so much death around, if you get what I mean. He'd been around, like, he'd come from a family which had been like quite tragic and stuff like that. You know, had quite a lot of people, brothers, sisters, etc., died. Yeah. And he's getting quite old. You know, and he's like, "I'm living on borrowed time."
That's crazy.
You know? And we all thought it was sad, but he was just had the most positive outlook going. And it's like, you don't get that kind of outlook in the UK.
No.
You don't get people who like, I don't know, just look at life like that. I think there's so many, like, we are absolutely, or our issues are absolutely the image of like the society around us. And like you pick us up, chuck us in somewhere else. You know, and just open your fucking eyes. You know, it was really, 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 really good experience.
So to have that as an 18-year-old,
right,
must have given you a really good perspective.
Yeah,
of the world and
absolutely. And like that's the thing. Like I don't go on holidays. I don't travel. Yeah. Like I've come from quite a poor family, you know, poor background. Never had money for holidays. I've wanted to go on holidays, but the moment I've got a bit of money to do it, obviously for certain issues, I've just not been able to afford it myself. That traveling, that like trip to Uganda, I think that opened my eyes to the world more than 10 holidays around the world would. Because I think also like we got to see the day-to-day life. We didn't just go to a destination.
You didn't just go to a resort.
Yeah. Didn't just look at a pretty sunset and enjoy the weather.
Enjoy the weather and not actually see any of the culture.
Yeah.
So some of the places I've been to around the world, and then people just say to me, "Oh, you can say it's another place you've been to." I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if you can say
Have you actually been there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some places I definitely haven't. Some places I've literally got off at the airport, got a shuttle to the resort,
Yeah.
and stayed there for the week.
Which is
Unlimited
great.
alcohol and everything. Which is great. It's what you need. You
But
need like a week of
Absolutely.
R and R and all that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that kind of holiday, but that's
But
not
when it comes to
seeing a
people
country.
being like, "Oh yes, you've seen this other country," I'm like,
Nah.
I still haven't. Yeah,
No.
it's not the culture or the
It's not the day-to-day life. It's not the kind of the way people see, the way people like. I think also like when people talk about culture, it's like you've got to get some deep understanding of like what the spirituality is, or what the symbolism is, and all that kind of stuff. Not at all. Just have proper conversations with people. Like, see, like let them show you their life. Absolutely. Like we went to people like the teachers at school. We went to their homes. They cooked us food in their homes, and we went to their homes, met their families, and saw how they were living, and stayed there and had long, deep chats, basically, with different members of the family. And
what were the houses? I guess they weren't houses.
It was quite, they weren't houses. It was, the ones we went to are quite nice. So he's doing quite well for himself.
Yeah.
But it was like a concrete, and it was like almost like a concrete block with different rooms, but there wasn't much in each room. There was like, it felt very unlived in, if you get what I mean.
Like a show home.
Not even like a show home. Like it was. Everything was really grey. Everything was really grey. You had corrugated metal all over the place, but it was just like a concrete block. And you had like their kitchen was like. They had a kitchen area. It wasn't anything resembling sort of kitchens we have, but the kitchen area. And that was like probably the area which looked most lived in. But the rest just looked a bit empty and a bit lifeless, to be honest. And there wasn't any like, I didn't really see any like material possessions or anything like that around. It seemed very much like a shell building. And I very much got the impression that him and his family lived more at the school than in his house, if you get what I mean. Like, I think they spent a lot of time, like, because it's like a boarding school. So, but I don't know. It wasn't weird. It was very strange. But other than his house,
yeah, you must have travelled through a lot of.
Yeah, like you see a lot of like mud huts is the wrong word, like straw huts.
Yeah.
But then they're in very like few and far between, or like when you get really out in the sticks. Most places are kind of like just like these concrete buildings, just not as big as the one I went to, if you get what I mean. They're just like concrete shells, almost like a garage. So garage is probably the best word to use for it. And most of them do like there was corrugated metal all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but corrugated metal everywhere. And what's really funny, what's really weird, is all the shops are really bright, and the houses are really bright. So they like, if people, I don't know if they sell, like they must do, because they're all like in different like brands, if you get what I mean. But you'll have like brands that spray their adverts on people's like homes.
Really?
And stuff. Yeah, it's really surreal to look at, and they're like really colourful. Like places really colourful.
Huh.
And like so you
there'll be adverts.
Yeah, so like Mirinda, which is like basically their version of Fanta.
Yeah.
Like very different type of drink, but like it was orange soda essentially. It's really nice, very sugary, very sugary.
Right up your street.
Yeah, like the sort of thing you take a sip of and you're like, oh whoa, there's a lot of sugar in this.
Do a couple of lines of this. On the night out.
Absolutely. But yeah, but the like Mirinda with like you see Mirinda adverts everywhere you go, every building, every house, every shop, and homes more than anything else because they won't be open. They won't be like you can tell the shops because everything's open and everything's like whatever. But like all the homes that people are living in, you've got like orange painted like by Mirinda. It's mad. It's so weird to see. So surreal. Coca-Cola is another one. Yeah, a lot of Coca-Cola advert.
Funny how that's reached like every corner of the world.
Mate, it's mad.
There's not a place in the world where Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
the advertising and the brand hasn't reached.
Absolutely. Mate,
That's a powerful brand.
it's a very fucking powerful brand.
You notice the red, you notice the font straight away.
Yeah. Mate, imagine being the person that came up with that brand and like sitting in the board meeting, like being like, right, I've got something to prepare to you guys. Like, what do you reckon? Going to call it Coca-Cola, and it's what we're going to do. I bet there was still one guy in the meeting being like, I'm not keen.
Yeah. There's always going to be somebody like just tries to disagree just because they don't have anything else to say. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm not sure about that.
Wow.
But there's loads of times when businesses are kind of rejected.
What do you mean, like the actual branding, or do you like a full business?
Full businesses. Now, how many times we hear about it? Like, oh, this guy was rejected by 50 people.
Oh yeah.
And then he kept
absolutely,
going.
man. Absolutely. But that, mate, that's what it takes to be successful. You fail more times than like everything is a failure, and you're constantly bouncing one failure to one failure. You just stick at it. Keep going, and eventually, like, you get picked up, and eventually you do well. Eventually, you get a bit of steam, get a bit of money behind you, and suddenly, before you know it, you're in a position where you are sitting on top of the world.
I feel like it takes a special type of personality to take that rejection,
Oh, absolutely.
but stay true to
Absolutely.
yourself and what you want.
You,
So even though people say no, maybe come back to us and change this about it.
mate,
You've still got to have that strength to go, no,
you gotta give
this is what I want it to be.
you gotta have
This is how I think
complete
it's gonna be a
trust in what
success.
you're doing as well.
Yeah.
Like, and also like the strength to kind of take the criticism where it's needed, but also not listen to that criticism where it's not necessarily needed, where it's just like people just being dicks. You know, man. Yeah, it's the mate. It's the difference between fucking millionaires and not, and us mere mortals. Yeah, if you commit yourself to a goal, whatever it is, like make it a good one, and like just stick at it long enough, and just invest enough hours into it, and like build enough into it, like you're gonna be a fucking billionaire. Like if that's your business, you know, if people are gonna fucking tell you no, but you're not looking for the people to tell you no. You're looking for the opportunity where people tell you yeah. It's like, no, you're not interested, right? Fine, you're no use to me. So that's it. Like if you're a business looking for investment,
Yeah.
and you've got full trust in your thing, you're pitching to investors, and people say no, it's like, right, fine, you're no interest to me anymore. Let's find someone who is interested. You know, but you gotta have a good idea. Like
That's the thing, right?
that's the thing.
And how do you know if you're just like, if you feel like you've got this amazing thing, you don't want to change for anybody,
You go.
no matter the rejection, you're going to stay true to yourself, which is respectable. But then, what if you do actually need something that
Mate, you've just got to pitch it to as many
You do have a shit
strangers.
idea.
Yeah, mate, you got to pitch it to as many strangers as possible, and like not be there when you're asking them. If you get what I mean, like don't be like, "This is my business. What do you think about it?"
Like put it to kind of
Yeah,
focus group.
yeah, and just be like, "Hey, what do you think of this shit?" And
So
like,
they can rip it to pieces.
yeah, mate, sometimes you need your shit to be ripped to pieces. Kind of like mate, some of my best times and strongest times have come just after I've been ripped to pieces. Like, absolutely. It's where I become.
You've been able to like.
It's where I become the most determined. It's where like I work my hardest. I'm my most humble.
No, definitely humble.
Like being humbled is a great fucking thing for us. Like just for humanity generally. Like we all think too much of ourselves. Absolutely every single one of us. Like just from time to time, just be humbled and be like, hey, know your place. You're a fucking dot on a fucking planet which is a dot in a fucking infinite void, which is among an even greater infinite void, which you are going to be there for like just a tiny speck of a moment, not even worth calculating. That's how small. In something which is going to eventually die. Mate, have you? I've done research into the fucking end of the universe. I've done research into the end of the universe, not just like
You were doing research into the end of the
mate,
universe.
yeah, not just like things, not like you hear things about like the end of the world where like I know a void, a vacuum could be split and we're all sucked out or something ridiculous like that. I don't actually know if that's the exact thing or not, but like no, this is the actual age and decay of the universe. So trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions of years, the last stars will eventually burn out, and then there will be nothing but black holes, which will just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they will start merging, and they'll become like supermassive black holes. They'll be just all over the place. They'll be sucking everything in, and we're talking for infinitely long periods of time. Like the universe will be just in this state of black holes, just sucking anything in, with nothing being around, like just particles. Or like any random planets that manage to escape stuff, and there's no potential of life, zero potential of life anywhere. And like unless you're like some sort of fucking machine that can harvest energy when there is no energy, like black holes will be the only place you can find the energy. So unless you can harvest energy out of a black hole, which let's face it, seems pretty tough.
Elon Musk is probably thinking about it. He's got his next business idea.
Yeah, but try and actually like get yourself like try and get hold of it and get that energy. Unless you're that advanced, and you'd have to be some sort of machine civilization where you don't need light at all, because there won't be any light. Everything will be ice cold. There will be no warmth. Last suns will be gone. It will just be black holes and random dormant planets being sucked into them. And then eventually, when there's like they just reach this like point of like I don't know, no return. They've just got so much mass in them. They've become so dense. They will just explode. And they will look like a fucking amazing firework display all over the place. Yeah, if you could if you could observe them, they would look amazing, because it would just.
If you could observe them,
yeah, you could. But
hopefully someone's filming that.
Yeah, this is so impossible.
Are we talking about millions of years in the future?
Like trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions
of years in the future.
Yeah, we are we are talking literally.
Not a lifetime.
No, mate. We are talking the decay, the aging, like death by old age of the universe.
Yeah.
The black holes will then just blow up, and there will just be nothing. It'll just be random particles, just sitting there, and like that's it. There's just no, like, every now and again.
Nothing can ever start again.
No.
Yeah.
It's yeah. That thing on the article that I was reading. It said something
So
like,
that is the actual end.
yeah, it was saying something along the lines of the world, the universe won't end in a light, like a stunning explosion. It will be a slowly fading light.
End in a whimper.
Yeah,
Oof.
mate, it's fucking terrifying to think of. Like, I'd love to observe it though. I'd love to be there at the end.
I was thinking that same thing. If you could get a little spaceship,
Little space at the end of the universe. It'd be so sick to watch. It'd be like, oh shit, that's everything gone. Like, what? Do we kill it? Like, do we kill ourselves now, or like?
just a few hundred miles away. Looking, maybe take a couple pictures.
Like things would soon like the novelty of it will soon wear off when there's literally just your spaceship and nothing else. It's just like, well, that was cool to watch, but now, like, are we getting starved? Are we gonna kill ourselves? Like,
And this is nothing that can be stopped. This is gonna happen.
mate, this is just entropy. This is just everything falling into decay. So, like, the only other alternative is that if dark energy acts in a different way and reacts to entropy slightly differently, it might just rip apart. The universe just might rip apart at the seams, as opposed to this kind of like decay. But yeah, like, I don't really understand much more than that.
It's a really deep scientific level.
Yeah.
What about the end of the world?
The end of the world, man. That can happen in so many different ways. Are we Are we talking about the end of the world, or are we talking about the end of humanity?
Humanity
Humanity.
to begin with,
Alright.
because that would go first, right?
Well, it depends. But what are we talking? Are we talking about like a solar flare, just like encapsulating the whole planet? Well, yeah, humanity will go first, but like the planet will very quickly follow. Or are we talking about, you know, the end of the world in regards to, or at the end of humanity, in as much as like a slow descent into chaos of us?
Oh, right, that no.
Aye.
I'm talking about an extinction event.
An extinction event. So what you got asteroids hitting.
Yeah.
Bruv, an asteroid could hit us at any point.
But we'd know if it's coming.
No, not necessarily. Like, have you seen? Like, I've seen so many fucking articles pop up from like really like decent news sources. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but like really reputable like scientific news sources, which essentially say about how this asteroid passed by us and we didn't know. Like, we didn't see it until it had gone the other way. You know, everyone thinks it's just an asteroid's just coming in, and we see it approaching. Not necessarily. Like, it could be flung around, like, in a very in a unique way. We don't know where to look. Like, we just gotta keep eyes on the sky. You know, asteroid could fucking hit us at any point.
We'd get sunboarding.
Like, not necessarily. Like,
it
what's-
and you'd be like, oh shit, it's happened.
Oh,
Surely
right,
it'll be picked
no,
up.
Yeah, but
I'd be like, okay, in a week's
Like,
time,
you-
we're gonna
no,
get hit with this.
mate, not a week. Probably talking like days. Like we could easily see like within maybe like a day or so.
Day.
Yeah.
Why does it come off on us that quick?
Because we have noticed like massive like asteroids which could not like I'm not saying extinction level, but like could really fuck us up. Pass by the Earth, and we haven't noticed until it's gone, like gone past. If you get what I mean, done a flyby, like we didn't see it approaching. Mate, it's just down to how they're thrown at us, like different gravitational pulls. Like
yeah, that's interesting because I was thinking of it like something come down like a linear kind of.
No, mate, it could just come at us at any angle. At any angle, it could be anything. It could be like something which has been like from an asteroid belt. There's asteroid belts all around us. Could be from an asteroid belt that's just like I know there's been a knock somewhere within that asteroid belt, and it's just come off, and it's just slowly started its like gravitational pull towards the sun. And eventually found us along its way. Like that sort of shit happens all the time.
All the time.
All the time. It just doesn't necessarily hit us. Do you get what I mean?
And how big would it have to be to like
well, a proper extinction
make
level?
not even just to make a massive
Right, the thing is,
dent.
if it's like a city size of a city, it's gonna land. It's gonna fuck up a lot of people, but then it's gonna cause issues like it's gonna change tectonic plates. It's gonna change the climate. It's gonna cause ash clouds all over encompassing the world, which then fucks up with our climate. Which all of a sudden we're fucking suffocating. Different like the oxygen levels just aren't the same. You know, and mate,
It's crazy how on Earth we've got this perfect balance of how it should be.
Exactly.
In life and how we like.
Man,
living
doesn't
really
take. It won't take much to just fuck us up. Absolutely. And mate, we are the ones which are fucking with the balance. Like there is a perfect natural balance, and we are the ones that are advancing far beyond. We have far beyond our intelligence, really. The machinery, the technology, everything we're producing, our farming, our culture is far beyond our intelligence for maintaining its footprint. Do you get what I mean? Like we're doing it quicker than we can contain. Yeah,
all these amazing
take care
things
of it.
Doing, but it's leaving a bad footprint.
Yeah, and we are fucking with that ecosystem.
For a long time, we didn't care at all.
Absolutely, man.
It's only
Absolutely.
recently, in the past few decades, that people were like, okay.
But the thing is, it's still what we're doing now. Like because back then, right? Back then we were fucking with things, but we weren't doing it on that big a scale, or as big a scale as we're doing now. Globalization has increased the scale, and so even though we've cut down on how bad, how blatant the environmental impact was, we're having a bigger environmental impact in different ways. You know, and it is through the likes of globalization, it's through the likes of plastic consumption and things like that. You know, that's we are fucking with the environment, and I'm telling you now, mate. If Mother Nature, if there's an imbalance, we're the first ones to go. We will be seeded out. It won't be. Yeah, there will be other. Yeah, we are making other animals extinct. Absolutely. But I promise you, if you look at nature always finds a way to survive. And if there is something causing an imbalance, we're at the top of the food chain, mate. how difficult is it for something to knock us off, and all of a sudden that balance is restored? We would be the first to go, and life will be back to its perfect natural order once we're gone. If we're not careful, like, and whether that's through plagues or whether that's through viruses, whether that's through, like environmental catastrophes, whatever, nature will fuck us up and it will take us off because we're not taking care of it. So, that fucking recycle.
Put it in the proper bin. Rinse out the glass. Rinse out the glass before you put it in the bin.
Absolutely.
Tell you what though, I am all for David Attenborough and everything, but that is annoying.
It's such a ball ache.
It is a ball ache. It is a ball ache. Having to rinse out the fucking jar. And I know it's going to take me 10 seconds, but even that 10 seconds, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to rinse out the jar.
Oh, mate.
But for the greater good. But sometimes I do a sneaky, I'll just chuck it. I don't care. Have the arrabbiata sauce on it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I'm
It's still got to be convenient for you.
It's still got to be convenient.
Yeah.
Save the planet, but anyway, it's convenient.
100%. They got to make it easy.
I love it.
They didn't even have fucking all this recycling bags and different bins for your shit. That's all new. That wasn't like, I didn't have that as a kid, I don't think.
How, like, do you know where that shit goes? Like, what's done with that shit?
I think I watched a video once.
I have no idea.
I think I watched a video because I was looking in some kind of council tax website. So I was like, what does my council tax money go towards?
You one of them.
Yeah, I was like, what does it actually go towards? And it's like, oh, this is how we dispose of the rubbish. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. And it was saying how important it is to separate properly.
Yeah.
Because if you put stuff in the recycling that shouldn't be there, it kind of ruins quite a lot of it. And yeah.
Oh. Maybe we should start washing out stuff.
Yeah. Well, we should, but anyway, it's convenient.
To be fair,
you can be forgiven a couple jars.
To be fair, if the planet's gonna die, or either the planet dies or I don't wash out a jar, the planet's probably gonna die.
You're probably doing your bit in certain ways.
I'm not being funny. Imagine if that's what it like swung on. If like if it like got to that absolute tipping point of like I cannot, like, one unwashed jar which is not recycled properly is going to send us into global catastrophe, and you're the guy that didn't wash this jar.
But it'll be like late at night. It's like past midnight. You're tired.
I was a little bit drunk.
You go to bed and you're like, just doing the final bit of washing up. No, I don't want to clean out the jar.
You don't want to think about it. Oh my god.